Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. How's everyone doing today? And we have the animations and the details for the upcoming BEERUS and Goku from Dragon Ball Z Battle of... yeah, that. Huh. Let's check him out. Look really good. So we have Goku's here first. Let's see. Don't know why it delayed itself there. Yup. I would have to listen to that when it's louder to see if Vegeta said Kakarot or not. You. And it's funny because it's the revival from when he goes Super Saiyan, but they're changing that up a bit. Very, very nice. Okay, and then we have the BEERUS side. I wonder if this is the fish talking. Yep, the physical attack counter. I think it's a physical attack counter. I don't think it's a any kind of attack counter. Not like the Gogetas. The Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, I mean. And some of these Super Saiyan 4s. The other Super Saiyan 4s. Oh, that is really nice. Whis over there being all cheeky. Let's check BEERUS details out first. We have Realm of Gods, Planetary Destruction, 4 successes category, Key +3, 200% to health, 170% to attack and defense, plus an additional 50% to stats for characters who also belong to the Legendary Existence, Siblings Bond, or Movie Bosses category. Okay, so this is pretty much every single BEERUS, I believe. This is pretty much every single BEERUS. As for Movie Bosses, it's pretty much the only one that's going to be ROG, but for Planetary Destruction, we're talking about Broly's, and for successors, we're talking about Vegeta's, Siblings Bond, Legendary Existence, Goku's. That's a very, very big mood of units that you can put onto this category. That's a very, very good leader skill. Link skills are Godly Power, Connoisseur, The Innocence, Shocking Speed, Prodigies, over 9,000, and Fierce Battle. I don't think we're putting Nappas together, but sure, we can go with that. Stats are decent. These are at base, so approximately 5,000 to each stat. 22,850 health, 16,000 attack, 12,000 defense. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we have a lot here. A lot. So this right here at the end goes all the way over here. There's a lot here. Okay, so we got the entrance animation when there's another ROG category ally on the team upon the character's entry. 30% damage reduction for 1 turn. Has the Scouter ability for 3 turns. And has 510% defense permanent. So you have to bring in an ROG category ally on the team. You lose out on this 510% defense and you're lacking, unfortunately. Key plus 2, 300% attack and defense. Guaranteed guard. Great chance of launching an additional super attack. Okay, that's 70% chance, I believe. ROG category allies gain 30% defense and an additional 50% attack and defense, and chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evasion of 25%, and damage reduction rate of 10% for characters who also belong to the planetary destruction category. Okay, that is huge! An additional 10% damage reduction? Those Broly's about to be taking 0 damage. Oh boy. And a 10% chance of evasion for all allies whose names include we. Yup. Yup. The STR Whis is finally getting an easy A. They announced it in the producer's letter, and that's a dodge unit. May just be the one that needs to pair up with this BEERUS. We don't know of any banner units coming out on these 2 banners, but it's a dual Dokkan Fest, so not an LR, so I don't think there are banner units, but I could be wrong. When there is an ROG category enemy, okay, that severely limits things. Key plus 3 and 300% additional attack. A guaranteed additional super attack. ROG category allies gain another 30% attack and an additional 50% attack, and chance of performing a critical hit of 25% for characters also belong to the planetary destruction category. Another 100% attack and defense for allies whose name include Whis. Interesting. That is very, very, very interesting. Okay. When there are no ROG category enemies, 70% chance of 3 key and 300% attack, 70% chance of launching an additional super attack, and another 20% damage reduction before attacking. I don't know. I don't know. As of this line here, it's a 60% damage reduction turn 1 and 30% damage reduction for subsequent turn. When attacking, 200% attack. When receiving an attack, another 250% defense. After receiving or evading an attack, another 200% attack and a 30% chance to crit for 4 turns. Interesting. When receiving an unarmed super attack, okay, that's a melee super attack, 70% chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power, and nullifies it and counters it with ferocious power when there is a ROG category enemy. I'm gonna say, wow, the kit looks amazing at this point. I can't say I like the when there is category enemy, when there isn't category enemy. I don't like that it's a 70% chance when there are no ROG category enemies. So it kind of limits the kind of endgame content you want to bring this guy in. It does limit it, because you need top tier units with their full passives, basically. Okay, so we have, for the active skill, which can be activated when HP 77% or less, or from the 5th turn from the start of battle. Greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and recovers 30% health. ROG category allies gain 2 key and 20% attack defense, and planetary destruction category allies key plus 2 and 20% attack defense for 1 turn. That's just a 1 turn thing. I believe both parts of those stats is only for 1 turn. There's no indicator as to otherwise that it wouldn't be. So, categories are ROG, Planetary Destruction, Successors, Legendary Existence, Movie Bosses, Siblings Bond, Worthy Rivals, Bond and Master and Disciple. Exploding Rage, Space Traveling Warriors, and Battle of Fate. I think those are standard for BEERUS units? Hard to know. Offhand for me. I'm not that great at knowing that offhand. So raises attack and greatly raises defense for 4 turns on super attack and causes immense damage to the enemy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, he gets 3 super attacks in a turn. Maybe that makes him a competitive defensive per unit in slot 1. I'm a little bit worried at this point about BEERUS's ability. But let's see what Goku has. For all we know, it could be very similar. So we have ROG, Miraculous Awakening, or Power of Wishes category, Ki plus 3, 200% health, 170% to attack and defense, and an additional 50% to stats for characters who also belong to the legendary existence Bond of Friendship or Movie Heroes category. Interesting. Okay, so ROG, Movie Heroes, Bond of Friendship, those will work very well. Power of Wishes also, and Miraculous Awakenings are pretty much UI Gokus and Super Saiyan Gokus from Namek. Hard to know. I think that it is for the Super Saiyan Gokus from Namek. I have to double check that. Yep. Namek Gokus that are Super Saiyan do have Miraculous Awakening, so that's really good for that. So let's go into the passive skill here. So we've got the entrance animation where there's another ROG category ally on the team upon the character's entry. I think that it's a bit of a problem that it's severely limited to that, but okay. 510% attack and defense for 1 turn and 20% damage reduction for that 1 turn. Permanently gets to launch an additional super attack. Ki plus 2 and 300% attack and defense, 20% chance to dodge, and 30% chance for critical hit and damage reduction. Per Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans category ally on the team, another 100% attack and defense, up to 300%. I guess we're talking about ROG only. And chance of evasion before attacking up to 60%. Okay, when attacking 200% attack, when receiving an attack 250% defense. Additionally, when the character or an ally attacking the same turn is KO'd, if all allies attacking the same turn are ROG, or KO'd if there are 6 or more Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans category allies in the team in total. That is in... that can be done turn 1. That could be done turn 1. Revives with 50% health recovered. And after the character or an ally's revival skill is activated, permanent 510% attack defense. Okay, that's going to be huge. Chance of evasion 20% within the character's next attacking turn. And then chance of evasion enemies attack 30% when attacking starting from the character's next attacking turn. So this is 50%, if I'm not mistaken, right away. And 20% of that is only on that turn. So we have here 60% chance to dodge before attacking, plus another 30% post-revival. Okay? And after the character's revival skill is activated, once only, another 150% attack when attacking. So that'll happen the first time you attack. So if you get sealed, that's used up. And on the normals, that's pretty much what it is. I do think that this is a better kit. The revival, on top of that, getting another 510% attack and defense. Thinking about it, we've got 600 if we fulfill all of the passives right away. Then when receiving an attack, another 250%, so now we're sitting at 850%, but these multiply into each other too. And then another 510% on top of that is insane survivability. We also have, what is it, 20%, sorry, 30% damage reduction on top of that. Oh, we also have another 20% chance to dodge on top of that. So we would have a 50% or 70% chance for the first turn from the revival skill after attacking. And the turns after that, it would be 50%. That is pretty good, except for events where they disable dodge, but attacks are guaranteed to hit and stuff. That's pretty good. And it's not just we're running out of defense here, because there's so many places where he's getting more defense. The opponent lands a critical hit that ignores defense is where you're going to be in trouble. You do need to have that damage reduction up in those cases. Wow, okay. So, for Link skills, we have Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Godly Power, Warrior Gods, Over in a Flash, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle. For categories, we have a boatload of them. The active skill can be activated after the character's revival skill is activated, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So you can do this without anything really happening once it's 5 turns. And so if you get another unit's revival skill, remember there's only one revival skill per battle. So no matter how many phases there are, you use up one unit's revival skill, no one else is going to get the revival skill. Unless it's something like a revival counter. Greatly raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to the enemy. Attacks effective against all types and guaranteed to hit within the turn activated. That is really good. That is really good. Okay, so if you're up against a UI Goku that's dodging you all the time, and the super attack is the reverse of BEERUS, greatly raises attack and then raises defense for 4 turns and causes immense damage to the enemy. I do like the way these units are built. I cannot say that I'm excited for the 70% chance. He's gonna be getting the damage reduction guaranteed, and that's good. But he loses that damage reduction when there's an ROG category enemy. I didn't notice that my first time looking through, but now that I look it over again, I cannot say that I'm exactly happy with the way this is played out. It does hold true to the lore and to the way these things go in the movies, but when in the movie, I mean to say, but yeah. But all in all, these are pretty good units. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. If you are new here, if you haven't already done so, or you aren't, please consider subscribing. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Signing off.